Tips for creating web pages using Komposer. The purpose of this tutorial is to highlight what's brought out in Lesson 2.09, Designing Your Web Pages. Using this page, task for reference, will demonstrate what you need to do to get your text file to HTML. You're going to open your text file and copy and paste that text into an HTML editing page in Komposer. You'll open Komposer, you'll create a new file, you'll save the file by first giving the page title and then the file name. You'll do this for all your Snapshots pages, which will all be named as shown here. And you'll save them to the appropriate folder. First, you've probably noticed that when you open Komposer, you get a tip of the day. Did you know that? You can turn off this tip, but I recommend you read it, and if you have a moment, read a few more. Once you're finished, just click Close. I'm going to have to fix this window so that you can see it better. And now we're ready to create our file. Automatically, when you open Komposer, you have a new page. You first need to save the page. So in this example, we're going to do snapshots in time and 1970 to 1999. I'm going to click on File, choose Save As, and because I haven't given a title to this page yet, I'm going to do that now. The title is what appears on a web browser at the top. It's the name of the page itself. So I'm going to call this Snapshots in Time 1970 to 1999. That's just the title of the page, how it'll appear on the web. Very different from naming, giving it a file name. Click OK, and then it'll prompt to save. You're going to save this to your Web Design 1 projects folder. In this case, I'm going to save it to Snapshots. The idea is that your folder will have an HTML folder in it. You need to save it to the HTML folder by selecting it and then giving it a name. And your file name is going to be 1970_1999. You cannot put dashes in names of web pages. So I click on Save, and now I have a title for my page, and it's saved. And I'm going to copy the text file, and I'm going to paste in my text. You're going to need to do some moving around and editing. The idea is that you're going to end up with a title and then individual headers. If you have questions still in your text file, you're going to want to take the questions out and make them into a title for whatever your paragraph here is about. So this is about the invention of Microsoft, or the beginning of Microsoft, and the paragraph below it, the inventors of Microsoft, or the founders, the impact on the world. So rather than having the question, you need to come up with creative header names. Okay, the first thing I want to do is change my font so that it is not the serif font, Times New Roman. You can see these have tails on them. I want a sans serif font, so I'm going to click on Edit and choose Select All. And I'm going to change this from mixed to, and here you can change it down to the Helvetica Arial, and it changes it to a sans serif font. It just needs to be a font without quote-unquote tails. Now I'm going to make this a very large title size. So for all my pages, the title, the header of the page is going to be changed from paragraph to heading 1. And all of my headings for each section are going to be heading 3s. Looks like we need to change that too as well. Okay, so I'm going to change this to heading 3. So you're going to need to do this consistently. Now that I've decided that my title's heading 1 and my headers for each section are headers 3, heading 3 size, I need to make sure I watch spacing. I want my spacing to be consistent. and I want to make sure that I apply the same size styles to each page I create. So when I create my next pages, they're all going to use the same heading sizes, spacing, font sizes, etc. And the second thing you are asked to do is you are asked to put in a page background. So what you could do is click on Format and choose Page Colors and Background, and you can pick a page background color. You just choose Custom Colors, and you can go ahead now and create your own style for your background colors and your text colors and things like that. You can even customize the colors, so you don't have to pick from that point. You can really, pick something out. But you have to remember that your background generally should be a light color, and you should be looking at contrasting it. So if you're going to choose a different color for your font as well, you want to make sure that the font color contrasts against the background color. And you can make your headings different colors and things like that. So I'll let you decide what you want for colors. If you need to change your text color, you just highlight it, and you can go ahead and change it this way. So here I can say I want the text color to be red. I don't know if that's what I want, but you can see that's your option there. The other thing you can do is save your work, and then I can go ahead and see how is that going to look in a browser, and I might look at it in a couple of different browsers. So I go to my file here and open it up, and this is how it looks online. I may decide that that works, but then I notice that the text is going to fill up the page no matter what I do. I have the option of putting in tables, and I'll show you how tables will work with this before you move on. So let me open up Komposer again. What you can do is you can take all your text. I'm going to do a Control X or cut. Oh, Control Z, I didn't get it all. And I'm going to center a table on the page. So I can take all this and do a Control X, and I can click on Table and choose Insert Table. And I'm just going to make it one column and one row. I'm going to double click on it, select Table to get to my properties, and I'm going to align it in the center, and I'm going to have it, the column, the row take up, the column take up 75% of the window. So no matter what computer it displays on, it's going to be centered. All my stuff's going to be centered in the middle of the page. And I'm going to give it a border of 0. So nobody's going to see the table. It's just going to be there. And click on Apply and click OK. Now I'm going to paste my text in there. And I'm going to save my changes. And now I'm going to view it and see what it looks like. So that's how you can center your text, so no matter what size the screen is, whether it's a tiny monitor or a large monitor, your text will always take up 70% of the page, and you'll have that space buffer on each side, which is kind of a nice thing to know. And then you always want to, I'm doing a Control C for copy. You always want to test it out in the browser, so I'm going to do a Control V and paste it in the browser. And I can see that I have some issues here because in Firefox I'm still seeing this as this heading and this heading and this heading. They're all being shown as like a serif font, and I don't believe that was true for Chrome. Oh, it was true for Chrome, so I just caught up with that. So now I just need to go and re-highlight my headings and make sure that my headers are the same as my header at the top. So I go back to Komposer, and oh yeah, I see that there. I did not notice that. So I'm just going to fix that for each one. And I'll just show you, save it. Then if you just go back to your page and refresh, you can see that the changes are made. So I just have to finish that up with the other ones. Those are some tips for you to get started. Once you're complete and you're ready to, you've done all your pages and you're ready to pass them in, this is the process of doing that. You need to go to your Snapshots folder. First you need to save everything and close out of Komposer. And then you need to right click on your folder that you're going to pass in and choose Send to, Compress Zip Folder, and you upload the zipped folder into the course. And that's all there is to it. Please let me know if you have any questions. amalika@blax.org. Thank you.